The new R8, the revolver in Counter-Strike, the one-shot pocket AWP that has essentially really taken over the game. This morning I jumped on Twitch and I was like, well, maybe maybe people are just like agreeing in like ESEA or even in FPL, to not use it, and maybe it's a gentleman's agreement, or maybe other people have found counters for it. Like maybe the Deagle is better than it. Maybe people are opping again. Maybe, it's been 12, 13 hours. Maybe there's a counter. People are realizing it's not as good. Aiden, thank you for the 7 months, man. Glad to have you, a midget, with us. Thank you, man. I appreciate the support. But obviously, I watched a bunch of streams last night, too, to see how it was going. And I swear to God, it's just so a couple things. There's essentially now 2 rounds. If you guys that have been playing with it or watching streams, there are 2 rounds in this game. There's the pistol round where you can't afford the R8, and then there is R8 rounds. There's other subsequent rounds in between, maybe where people mistakenly buy other weapons, but for the most part, it is everyone running around with the R8, because essentially you can always afford $850 and the ability to turn the round around. So the eco is destroyed. I mean, this is nothing that hasn't been said before. And the CSGO devs have done some pretty fucked up shit in the past, right? There's been some pretty big oversights. There's been other pistols that were released overpowered. But there has never is a midget. Dimsy93, welcome back as well. Wow, so many midgets today. Thank you, buddy. I don't even know where to really start. And I tweeted some today, and honestly, where I'm at right now is I don't even know if disappointed is the right word, because there's really no reason to be disappointed. You're supposed to have expectations, right? And when it comes to the CSGO developers, I really have tried to give them the benefit of the doubt, even above and beyond what other people say. Whereas, like, yes, there are a lot of times the feedback, it takes a while, and then eventually things will creep in, and there'll be some good changes and some not so good changes. And that's the development cycle of a game, especially one that's being updated constantly. I never thought I would actually live in a world where there was a Counter-Strike game that was being fully supported by Valve and updated on a regular basis. After coming from Source, where they didn't give a shit about that game, from 1.6, which was a dead game for a pretty long amount of time, in the sense of like not really regular updates and stuff like that. The meta had been pretty established. I didn't know if I would ever live to see the day where CSGO would not only be a game that was regularly updated, one that millions of people play, and yes, cases have something to do with that, but that is not the only reason people play it. A lot of people may come in because of the cases, and they like the skins and all that stuff, but they still hang around and they play the game after the fact. Because that was something that someone tweeted at me, like, this is the reason CSGO is popular, and they sent me the cases. And that is a huge reason why Counter-Strike has blown up to the way it is. But there's a reason that once people start playing it and get it and realize how rewarding of a game it can be, because of how competitive it is in nature, because of the unique money system, because of the buying and the economy that creates, and the money system that creates a lot of the gameplay and how you approach things tactically. The fact that the weapons, as far as like weapons that can be used viably in Counter-Strike compared to even Source and 1.6, you see so much more weapon variety, I would argue, in CSGO than you ever saw in the other Counter-Strike iterations. Okay, and again, is the game perfect? No, it is far from perfect. It has a lot of issues, but so it's weird to be in the position now to almost be like in the not Call of Duty level where there's a new game every time, but where there's there's these big updates. And big updates, this room is now in R8 mode. Backwards, well done. So it's weird to be in the position of like where other people that play games that are updated constantly, and they're like, oh, in Call of Duty, right? When there's a patch, like, oh wow, they just put in these new guns, and it totally destroyed the balance of the game, right? Like Follow Hutch and the people that played Counter-Strike, Call of Duty. It's all blending together, really. It's the same thing anymore. But where I see their tweets and I'm like, wow, man, that must suck to like have a game that you really like and then just guns get thrown in that are super overpowered, and it's like, fuck it, just deal with it. And in Counter-Strike, again, there have been releases and there have been pistols that have been overpowered and stuff like that, but it's unbelievable. And again, I shouldn't even be disappointed, because this is how this is how, this is how the CSGO devs work. It's never going to be a situation where they ask for advice. Sure, they might ask for advice from pro players in 2012. It was really interesting. Get Right had some tweets where he was literally in the development offices and he was walking by the computer screen and someone was working on a revolver and he said, "Hey, what's that?" And they said, "Oh, it's something we're thinking about putting in the game." And this was in 2012. And he was like laughing. He's like, "Oh, that probably will never happen." And now we're in a situation where not only, I mean, again, and this is the other thing. It will be patched. I understand that. There's no way it's going to stay in the game in its current state. I don't know how long it'll take. I really want to say it'll be a couple days max. Maybe they'll revert it today. Probably not. Maybe they'll just take it back to the workshop, I would just prefer them to take it the fuck out of the game because this is overshadowing so many other issues. So many other issues. You cannot spray in this game anymore. Okay? Do you like spraying? Do you like the massive amount of hours you put in to learning how to control your spray with the AK, with the M4, whatever else? The mechanic is totally different. It doesn't reward learning that muscle memory mechanic anymore. We're all supposed to be Scream. And I experienced this fucking last night. And that's a huge change alone. To change how you deal with spraying and standing still and tapping your weapon. That is being overshadowed by the fact that everybody is just using this R8 weapon. And that would be a big change in and of itself to do in a patch. Not to mention a one-shot fucking pistol that totally negates weapon balance at all. What's the point of buying anything else? Why ever save? You play pistol round and then you use the R8 every single round after. And there is no incentive not to. $850. Why would you not? Not to mention that the round timer is now 40 seconds. And this is for all majors. That's a big change. 5-second difference, you might go, oh, that's not a huge... That is a difference. That's going to change tactics, and I think it will adapt. I don't think it's like a game-breaking thing or anything huge, but 35 has been the standard for years. So instead of just keeping with that, and there are some good arguments for maybe upping the timer, these are all huge changes, and they're all just fucking in this patch. They're all just fucking in here. What if we did one at a time? What if we tackled one thing at a time? So we can even parse, but the R8 is so fucking ridiculous that I can't even focus on these other things. Where I'm like, all right, guess I gotta relearn how to fucking rifle in this game. Because spraying is not gonna get it done. It's unbelievable. But it's not unbelievable. That's the other thing. I need to stop being shocked because this is a pattern of behavior. The way that Valve operates is we will release this, it will go out, there's no beta, there's no fucking beta client. We are the beta client. We are. I didn't realize. I tweeted this. I said I didn't realize that I fucking signed up to fucking test fucking CSGO devs' shitty ideas when I bought this game multiple times on multiple accounts. Maybe I'm on the beta. Maybe it's somewhere in this client it says beta and I haven't fucking seen it. Maybe I'm missing it. Maybe the joke's on us. Maybe there's some fine fucking print that this is it's always been a beta. It's not a final release. But to do like how, and there were some really good tweets. I don't know if it was Moses or who was tweeting this. I gotta find it. But someone was talking about. Oh no, was it Lurpus? God damn it, who was it? I need to find it. Either way, his whole point was it is very clear that the small development team at Valve, at working on this game, none of the people on that team have played this game at a high level. And if they have, then they are intentionally catering it to the casual side. Again, and that is totally a possibility. And number one, basically what's going on here. I have to think they couldn't have imagined it would be this insane. But again, they work on this fucking game. They look at millions of fucking statistics and analysis and shit like that. I hope they do. They had to know this was going to happen. It is the fucking Wild West. I loaded up Twitch this morning, and I was like, maybe, man, there's gentlemen's agreements. Maybe people have found a way to counter. I said this at the beginning. And it is so fucking boring to watch. It's a fucking bore. Who wants to watch a bunch of people? You can't even take the game seriously. The gun is so broken, it makes every game you're playing feel like it's casual or like you're in some fucking pub, like you're playing fucking Unreal Tournament Instagib, or you're playing Quake with the railgun. That's how it feels. There's no urgency. Who gives a fuck? Oh, we lost 4 rounds in a row, but we can still afford the R8. Who gives a fuck? It totally destroys the competitive integrity of the game. It's fucking unbelievable. And it's just, oh God, I can't, it's so fucking dumb. How can a game with this many players, with this large of a player base, with this kind of storied history, have a development team that doesn't understand the fundamentals of what makes the game successful? The money system, the fact that that goes back and forth every single round, the fact that using multiple guns, you know, that using rifles, I mean, why would you use a rifle anymore when you have a one-shot fucking hand cannon? There's no point. Good luck fucking spraying against it. He hits you once, you're dead. It's and I keep saying unbelievable, but it is believable. But I didn't want to believe that it would ever get to this point. I'm not kidding. I have given the CSGO devs way more a benefit of the doubt than so many other people. They're working hard, man. It's not easy taking all the community feedback. They do release things. It's a small team. But there is absolutely no excuse for this. None. Absolutely none. Absolutely straight up tone deaf. Tone deaf. And if they're not tone deaf, then they don't give a fuck. And both of those are extremely scary scenarios, especially for a game that really is finding its stride and having the largest viewer numbers and player base that it has ever had in any iteration. And people are saying, oh, stop complaining about it. It's going to be patched. It's going to be patched. I know it's going to be fucking patched. I understand that. It has nothing to do with the fact it's going to be patched at some point, but it's the way that it is handled. They don't give a fuck. How hard would it be to have a CSGO beta client? Get the pros in on it. Get some feedback. Look at some stats. Oh shit, look in the beta client we have the pros use and a bunch of other people opt into. Look, when we put the R8 in, that was the only gun that was purchased. It was 90% to 10% anything else. Maybe we should nerf it. Maybe we should look at it. How fucking difficult. This game is making millions and millions and millions of dollars every single day from people buying cases and weapon skins. Don't tell me you don't have the fucking resources. You don't give a shit because you are Valve and you can do whatever the fuck you want and we just have to fucking take it. And you know that. And we do. Fucking boycott. I saw a boycott on Reddit. They don't give a fuck. Boycott them? They fucking know. They'll take a look at it. When the dust settles, they'll be like, all right, yeah, fucking, it was a little OP. It doesn't fucking matter. Our hands are tied, and that's the frustrating thing. There's nothing we can do about it. How many times I follow tons of pros and casters and people that should have serious influence where hundreds of thousands of dollars are being played at tournaments and should be fucking won. Clearly their feedback isn't heard at all. They don't give a shit. The CSGO devs have been notoriously not responsive and not caring. And the competitive aspect, I understand, isn't the only part of this game. It's actually a very small part of the success of the. Not, I wouldn't even say success. I would say it's becoming a larger part because people watch how many people watch on Twitch. They watch these tournaments. They're interested in the game and they buy it. It is becoming a much larger part, but there is still a massive casual market, and I understand that. But don't confuse the casual market. It's still Counter-Strike, and the things that make Counter-Strike an incredibly fun and long-lasting game with a formula that has stood the test of time for years and years and fucking years, you can't fucking put something like this in and totally break it.
One time.
Cutter Snuckle. Sup, champ? I'm quitting CSGO and learning how to play LOL until the gun is taken out of the game. And honestly, I don't even know. Again, the not playing. I can't. I've been watching streams and I've been bored out of my fucking mind. I can't even watch the game. It's so boring. How many times can you watch a bunch of people run back and forth getting body shots with the fucking R8? It's fucking, it's horrible. I don't know. It's just unbelievable. And I But our hands are tied, and that's really the frustrating thing. There's nothing we can do about it. There really isn't. Sign your petitions. Do whatever you want. I saw someone on Reddit was like, hey, an AMA, any developer that works on CSGO at Valve, it will never fucking happen. Ever. Ever. That is not the way Valve operates. You could offer, there was a comment, but like you could offer them death, and they would take death over a Reddit fucking AMA. Don't give a shit. Yeah, and how long did the CZ stay in place? And that's the other scary thing, right? I mean, there were other pistols that have been released when the CZ was godlike. It took a long time. And you hope with the outrage with the community in the sense of like, the game's broken. It's become a meme. It's a joke. Even people that don't play the game, I'm reading the chat like, what the fuck is going on? What happened to Counter-Strike? Thank you, Kava. I love you, son. It's good, APL. Hopefully CSGO dies soon. You can play real games like Duke Nukem forever, Kappa. Also, Valve made so much money they could buy a country in Africa and make a heaven on earth. Yeah, I mean... But I'm just frustrated because there's just nothing we can do. There's just nothing we can do. And that's the sad thing. You know, and I would like to think, I mean, I'm sure they're reading the feedback. You know, I don't think they're locked in a room. I think they're clearly aware. This is probably the biggest backlash that they've ever had with any kind of update. There's been some serious backlash. I like how Envy is going to be the best team because they're going to abuse. Well, yeah, they're always the kings at abusing, you know, overpowered weapons and newer mechanics. I don't think you can. I mean, I don't think you can allow this. Did ESL and ESEA say that they're banning? They're playing on the old patch. The old patch. Who knew we had it so good? You never know how good you have it until you have it so fucking bad. You never know. Excuse me. What you got till it's gone. It really is true. And there were a lot of things about the current, you know, before this R8 patch that, you know, you're like, oh man, I hope they fix that. I hope they fix this. And there were some great strides, man. The hitboxes like took forever, but like now you can hit people when they jump. You know, a lot of good things. We had it good, man. But you never know what you got till it's gone. And really at this point, the only thing that we can hope for is that they either take it out to totally rework it, they nerf it to shit that it literally becomes pointless to use other than like a shotgun in close range, which again, that's fine if that's what it becomes. But when? When is that going to be? I don't have any high hopes. And again, we have all these things like, oh, this would be easy, but we can, there can be all kinds of suggestions. I have no idea what their fix is going to be. Their fix could be to lower the damage just a little bit, but keep everything else in place. The right click is insane. I was watching streams this morning, people just running around right clicking. Like, oh, it's random. It's not that fucking random. 2-3 kills with the 3 shots. And again, it's not that they don't see the backlash. It's how long it's going to take to respond to it and tweak it. And the track record with this, and this is why this is the worst case scenario. Because before there was, I mean, again, this has happened before, where there's been something that's so fucking insane. You know, I remember when before the CZ was nerfed, which took a while, at its height, you know, there was just clips of people just using the CZ only, and you know.
One time.
But it wasn't it wasn't ever to this point where the entire meta of the game is broken. There is nothing but people running around like fucking chickens with their head cut off, like it's Call of Duty, fucking pick up the dog tags, or fucking TDM. That's what it's become. They banned it at the ESCA ESL land. I did see that, so that's good. But again, like this patch is huge. Are we just going to sit on this until it's gone? But again, we haven't even discussed, like, there's a huge changes to the rifles in this game. Huge changes. There's a 40-second bomb timer. There's a 1 minute and 55-second round time. This patch has a lot of stuff in it, and it's honestly being overshadowed by the R8. It's and they can't ban it on the majors again because the Valve controls that. Ritman said rate 888 420 8 rate Gaben Volvo rate bait update Gaben. Ha 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 Gaben money rate 88. Hee I it's just a social experiment. And I wasn't kidding yesterday. I mean, I really thought once we started messing around with it, I said this yesterday. I said I thought I was almost 100% sure that it was a troll. And then someone in the chat was like, if it's a troll, you're telling me that they released these cases with these skins and it's a troll? And I was like, you're right. There's a new case. It can't be a troll. It's not a troll. But I really believe, as we were using it, I was like, they're making a point. They're like, hey, oh, you want more accuracy you want more powerful weapons, or you want the accuracy to be less random, which was a point that they talked about with like making the spread and shit more random. Oh, you want a laser? You want a fucking railgun? All right, we'll put it in the game, see how you like it. Part of me still wants to believe that that's the case, but it's not. It's not.
One time.
It's here to stay. I don't think it's ever going to go away. I think it will be nerfed. How much it will be nerfed, I don't know. Will it be nerfed to the point that it's not going to be viable, or it's only going to be viable in certain situations? Even that, the CZ, again, if used right, not near anything of what it used to be. Still pretty potent. But they need to take this that route. If it's not that route, again, where you'll see occasional CZ, but not everyone's taking it all the time. The pistols in this game are already insane. And in the same breath to talk about making pistols, nerfing pistols, and then to release this. It's just... I haven't been here in months because of school, but I watched Anomaly playing with R8 on his newest vid and then saw you be ranting. I knew it had to be about the gun. Did you play with it yesterday? I did, yes. I actually want to see your reaction to it. Yeah, no, we played it right when it came out. And honestly, at this point, if Valve removes it and says it was just a joke, which they're not going to, because it's not a joke. It's not a joke. It's here to stay. But that would be the best case scenario, but it's not going to happen. What did Thorn say?
One time. One time.
Thorin said, Gaben confirmed as Gold Nova, who hates getting wrecked by oppers and loves buying OP pistols. Maybe. You can't dual wield them yet. We'll see. It's just, I don't know. I honestly, and the other thing that's really frustrating, and this has even been said, like, it's been really cool to see, like, at the FPL with Face It, like, it's been really entertaining. I've been watching a lot of streams, pro players playing in FPL, working together, like, really excited to be playing Counter-Strike. I've been getting back into Counter-Strike, playing a lot more, really enjoying it, even playing on Face It. And it takes the wind out of your sails. No one wants to run around with one gun. I'm trying to think of another patch in a game. I mean, I know it's happened, at least a game that I've played that is so fundamentally broken all the core mechanics of what make the game great like this, and I can't come up with anything. Part of my idea today, I was like, you know what I'll do is I won't buy the R8 at all and see how successful I can be. And maybe I'll choke back some of my words. And part of me wants that to happen. Part of me wants to be like, okay, I'm going to play with the guns pre the patch. I'm going to rifle. I'm going to use the Deagle instead of the R8. And I'm going to play normally. And I'm going to see how well I do. And if I play with people that I normally play with and we're able to counter it and we're able to play normal, then maybe, it is really just it's OP, no one's questioning that, but maybe it's a lot more it's easy to counter than other people have said. But I know that's not the case. But that's what I'm thinking I'm going to try to do. But I know what the results are going to be. It's fucking, it's logically, you go, why would you not use it? And I remember yesterday when I bought a couple rifles instead of the R8 on that Dust 2 match where we were messing around with it. And I was spraying close range, nothing, not hitting anything. It's like I was getting aim punched Like, what the fuck is going on? I didn't even realize it. We would go to the patch notes, and again, the rifles, man. So we're going to have to see. It's going to take a lot, like, as far as the rifles go, it's going to be a matter of getting out of that mindset of being able to learn, your spray at long range and all that stuff, and I'm just going to have to tap. Again, like, changes like that, it's like, okay, that's not ideal. I would prefer that not to be the case, but I can learn that. That's muscle memory. And also just the fact that, like, there's so much in this patch. Why could we spread this out a little bit? Could we have dropped the R8, kept the rifle stuff, and, like, let us slowly digest this, be like, okay, wow, the fucking R8's broken. Whatever, go back and work on that for a while, and then hit me with another, but these are huge changes to a game. And it's not an understatement to say that, especially a game like Counter-Strike has been around so long that has a successful formula that it does. These are massive, massive changes. And to just be like, woo, here we go. You want a fucking patch? Here's a patch. We're going to change everything about the fundamentals of this game. And again, it's what I said earlier, and I totally agree, Villani. They need a beta client. It would not be difficult. But they don't want to do it because they don't care, because they don't have to care. And I don't know what we could do to make them care. I don't think there's anything. There's nothing we can do. Boycotting, it doesn't do anything. Someone on Reddit was like, hey, everybody stop playing CSGO and watch the numbers dip, and then they're going to change it real quick. I love you 12-year-olds on Reddit. You're so cute. Your eyes are so wide with wonder. You're so innocent. You're so innocent. You're cute. That's not the way it fucking works. It's not the way it works. It's just like when people are like, hey, let's boycott ESEA. How'd that go? Go good? No. Nothing happened. Let's boycott LPK. ESEA actually gained. So, it's just... Don't take that sound clip out of context there about the 8 year. The community has been riled up about patches before, but never to this. This is a whole nother level. Because even with the other patches before, the meta of the game would break a little bit. You know, it would be bad, but people would adapt. But never, ever has anyone who played Counter-Strike loaded up the game and wondered, what the fuck am I playing? And that is what has happened with the R8. I would love to see someone who played Source or 1.6 and didn't touch Counter-Strike Go now to come in on this patch. They would swear to God that this is not the same game. I did see the GIF of the 4K on Kabul. Yes, I did. I did. I am the true definition of the word myth today. It's just depressing, man. It really is depressing. And again, because of the upward momentum, like you've seen a lot of like pro players, like FPL is like a great thing. It's entertaining to watch. It's great to face it, you know, right, with FPL in North America. Like that's great momentum. All these players coming back and playing, being excited about to play the game, and then this patch comes out and you're just like, pop that balloon. Pop me. You pop me. I'm deflated. And look at me. Do I look deflated? No, I'm still fat. I wish I was a little more deflated. But I'm deflated. My emotions, my outlook is deflated. I'm flaccid. I can't get any more flaccid. It's going inside. It's turtling. I'm changing sex. That's how deflated I am. I'm straight up flummoxed. There you go. There's that one for you guys. It's just it's just. It's a slap. It's a slap in the face, man. It really is a slap in the face. And I think that's what also hurts. Want to play CSGO, COD, and Western? I heard Call of Juarez is pretty good. I know, and that was the single player game I was gonna play. And apparently, look, I just kept waiting around. I was gonna play Call of Duty. You know what? This is actually weird that you mentioned that, because I literally have Call of Juarez installed as the single player game that I was gonna give a try to, and it's a Western. And I literally said when this patch came out, I was like, I have Call of Duty Black Ops, the new Black Ops, and I haven't installed either of them or played them yet. And look I kept playing Counter-Strike. And what happened? Counter-Strike became Call of Duty and a Western in the same thing. Are they fucking with me on purpose? CSGO Des, are you watching this fucking stream? Are you one of the 525 people in here right now? What the fuck is going on? Am I being trolled? Is this persecuting me to make a fucking point? It's bizarre. And again, it really does, like, I understand that game development is not easy, and people just get hate on, and I understand. You cannot please everybody. But this has nothing to do with pleasing anybody. We just want to be in on the process a little bit, a smidgen. A beta client, that's not a lot to ask. People spend millions of their fucking hard-earned money on this game every single day, buying virtual fucking skins that don't have any real-world value. And we can't get a beta client. And we can't get any transparency. We can't say, hey, this is upcoming in the patch. We release it to the beta client. Please test and let us know what you think, and we will make decisions off of that. It's a straight up slap in the face. It's not even a slap in the face. It's a dick in the mouth. It's a fucking sack in my mouth. I was sleeping on the couch and my fucking mouth was open. And the CSGO devs, they put it in. And I was asleep. I couldn't protest. I've been teabagged. I've been teabagged before. I've been teabagged in a lot of games. I've never been teabagged in real life. And this patch and disrespect is so fucking egregious. Even right now, my mouth, it tastes like balls. And that's why you should be mad. Don't even be mad that the meta, there's so many things you can be mad at. Let's just focus on one. You could be mad that they fucking broke the meta of the game and it's fucking a joke now. That's one. You can be mad that there's that there was no communication, that it's total disrespect. That's two. You can be mad that this is a pattern of behavior that has been happening for years. That's three. Just choose. I'm right now, I'm all three. And I'm also just fucking sad. I'm just disappointed. I'm just disillusioned. I'm deflated. I said it already. And there's nothing we can do. Like I said, I keep saying it, but there's nothing. We just have to wait now. We just have to wait. See what they do. See if they tweet. See if they tweet to reference. Could you tweet? Could you just fucking tweet? Just even a fucking tweet. We'll take your fucking morsel, CSGO devs. Just give us something. The dribbles. The pre-cum off your hard update cock. We'll take anything, CSGO devs. Give us something. Some kind of transparency. Not some after-the-fact fucking bullshit patch note post. Give us something. Let us know you hear us. A morsel. Anything. To let us know that we're not fucking talking to ourselves. That we're not fucking, that I'm not fucking insane. Because that's what it feels like.